Welcome to this exam review from Birdsy, your AI-powered study partner. Be sure to like and subscribe for more exam prep videos. Let's get started.
Let's start by reviewing the foundations of liability insurance. Purpose and principles of liability insurance. What is the primary purpose of liability insurance? Is it A, to cover personal property damage? B, to protect against claims of negligence? C, to ensure compliance with legal requirements? Or D, to provide health benefits? The answer is B, to protect against claims of negligence. Liability insurance is designed to protect the insured from financial loss due to claims of negligence or inappropriate actions that cause harm to others. Which principle of liability insurance ensures that the insured cannot profit from a claim? Is it A, indemnity, B, subrogation, C, utmost good faith, or D, contribution? The answer is A, indemnity. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, the principle of indemnity is often confused with subrogation, but indemnity specifically prevents profit from claims. A contractor accidentally damages a client's property while working on a project. What aspect of liability insurance would address this situation? Is it A, personal injury coverage, B, professional indemnity, C, third-party property damage, or D, product liability? The answer is C, third-party property damage. Liability insurance covers damages caused to third parties such as a client's property due to the insured's actions. In liability insurance, what term describes the insurer's right to pursue a third party that caused a loss to the insured? Is it A, indemnity, B, subrogation, C, contribution, or D, waiver? The answer is B, subrogation. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Subrogation is often confused with indemnity, but it specifically involves the insurer's right to recover from third parties. A business owner is sued for a slip-and-fall accident on their premises. Which liability insurance principle ensures the insurer covers the legal defense costs? Is it A, indemnity, B, subrogation, C, contribution, or D, defense coverage? The answer is D, defense coverage. The principle of defense coverage ensures that liability insurance covers legal defense costs in addition to any settlements or judgments. What is the principle of indemnity in liability insurance? Is it A, it allows the insured to profit from a claim, B, it ensures the insured is compensated only to the extent of their loss, C, it guarantees the insurer will always pay the maximum policy limit, or D, it requires the insured to pay a deductible before receiving compensation? The answer is B, it ensures the insured is compensated only to the extent of their loss. The principle of indemnity ensures that the insured is compensated only to the extent of their loss, preventing profit from a claim. A restaurant owner is sued after a customer claims food poisoning from a meal. Which aspect of liability insurance would address the legal costs? Is it A, coverage for property damage, B, coverage for employee injuries, ACE, C, coverage for advertising injury, or D, coverage for legal defense costs? The answer is D, coverage for legal defense costs. Liability insurance covers legal defense costs, ensuring the insured is protected against financial loss from lawsuits.
Notice the code in the corner. When you're stumped by a question, enter it at birdsy.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Legal concepts: negligence, duty, proximate cause, damages. What is the primary purpose of establishing a legal duty in negligence claims? Is it A, to establish an obligation of care, B, to determine the amount of damages, C, to identify the proximate cause, or D, to assign fault? The answer is A, to establish an obligation of care. A legal duty establishes the obligation to adhere to a standard of reasonable care, which is essential for proving negligence. In a negligence case, which element is most directly concerned with the foreseeability of harm? Is it A, duty, B, proximate cause, C, breach, or D, damages? The answer is B, proximate cause. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, foreseeability is often associated with proximate cause, but it is also relevant to duty and breach, making it a nuanced concept. A driver runs a red light and hits a pedestrian, causing injury. Which legal concept determines if the driver's actions directly led to the pedestrian's injuries? Is it A, duty, B, negligence, C, proximate cause, or D, damages? The answer is C, proximate cause. Proximate cause assesses whether the driver's actions were closely enough related to the injury to hold them liable. Which element of negligence involves proving that the defendant's actions were the direct cause of the plaintiff's injury? Is it A, duty, B, breach, C, damages, or D, proximate cause? The answer is D, proximate cause. Proximate cause is the element that connects the defendant's actions to the plaintiff's injury. A store owner fails to clean up a spill, and a customer slips and breaks their arm. What must the customer prove to establish the store owner's negligence? Is it A, duty, breach, causation, and damages, B, intent to harm, C, strict liability, or D, comparative fault? The answer is A, duty, breach, causation, and damages. The customer must prove that the store owner had a duty to maintain safe premises and breached that duty, causing the injury. Which element of negligence requires proving that the defendant owed a legal obligation to the plaintiff? Is it A, duty, B, breach, C, proximate cause, or D, damages? The answer is A, duty. The duty element in negligence establishes that the defendant had a legal obligation to act in a certain way toward the plaintiff. In a negligence case, which element is most directly concerned with the connection between the defendant's actions and the plaintiff's injury? Is it A, duty, B, proximate cause, C, breach, or D, damages? The answer is B, proximate cause. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The term connection might suggest duty or breach, but proximate cause specifically addresses the causal link between the action and the injury. A homeowner fails to repair a loose step and a visitor trips and falls, breaking an arm. Which legal concept determines if the homeowner's failure to repair the step led to the visitor's injury? Is it A, duty, B, breach, C, proximate cause, or D, damages? The answer is C, proximate cause. Proximate cause assesses whether the homeowner's failure to repair the step directly resulted in the visitor's injury. Premises and operations liability. Premises exposures, slip and fall, property defects. What is a common cause of slip and fall accidents in premises liability cases? Is it A, poor lighting, B, wet floors, C, loud noises, or D, high temperatures? The answer is B, wet floors. Wet floors are a frequent cause of slip and fall accidents, often leading to premises liability claims. Property owners must ensure floors are dry and safe for visitors. In premises liability, who is primarily responsible for ensuring the safety of a property? Is it A, a local government, B, the insurance company, C, the property owner, or D, the visitors? The answer is C, the property owner. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The property owner is typically responsible, but tenants can also be liable if they control the area where the accident occurred. A customer slips on a wet floor in a grocery store despite a warning sign being present. What factor could still hold the store liable? Is it A, the warning sign was not clearly visible, B, the customer was wearing slippery shoes, C, the floor was cleaned recently, or D, the store was busy at the time? The answer is A, the warning sign was not clearly visible. The store could be liable if the warning sign was not clearly visible or placed appropriately, failing to adequately warn customers. What is a property defect that could lead to a premises liability claim? Is it A, freshly painted walls, B, newly installed carpets, C, clean windows, or D, broken stairs? The answer is D, broken stairs. Broken stairs are a common property defect that can lead to accidents and premises liability claims. During a storm, a tree on a homeowner's property falls and injures a passerby. What could determine the homeowner's liability? Is it A, the age of the tree, B, whether the homeowner knew the tree was hazardous, C, the severity of the storm, or D, the time of day the incident occurred? The answer is B, whether the homeowner knew the tree was hazardous. The homeowner's liability may depend on whether they knew or should have known the tree was hazardous and failed to address it. A customer trips over a loose floor tile in a restaurant and injures their ankle. The restaurant owner was aware of the tile but had not yet fixed it. What could determine the restaurant's liability? Is it A, the customer's footwear choice, B, the owner's knowledge of the hazard, C, the time of day the accident occurred, or D, the restaurant's insurance policy limits? The answer is B, the owner's knowledge of the hazard. The restaurant's liability may depend on whether they took reasonable steps to warn customers or fix the hazard promptly.
Finding this exam review helpful? If you haven't already, like and subscribe for more videos that'll get you ready to pass.
Operations exposures, work performed, contractor liability. What is the primary purpose of premises and operations liability insurance? Is it A, to cover bodily injury and property damage on premises, B, to insure against employee theft, C, to protect against cyber attacks, or D, to cover product recalls? The answer is A, to cover bodily injury and property damage on premises. Premises and operations liability insurance primarily covers bodily injury and property damage that occur on the insured's premises or as a result of their business operations. Which in the following is not typically covered under operations liability insurance? Is it A, bodily injury on the premises, B, property damage during operations, C, professional errors and omissions, or D, injuries caused by faulty equipment? The answer is C, professional errors and omissions. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Operations liability insurance covers many aspects of business operations, but it does not cover professional errors, which require professional liability insurance. A contractor is hired to renovate a building and accidentally damages the client's property. What type of insurance would cover this damage? Is it A, professional liability insurance, B, contractor liability insurance, C, product liability insurance, or D, Workers' compensation insurance? The answer is B. Contractor liability insurance. Contractor liability insurance would cover damages caused by the contractor's operations, such as accidental property damage during renovations. What does contractor liability insurance primarily protect against? Is it A. Loss of business income, B. Employee injuries, C. Defective product claims, or D. Bodily injury or property damage claims? The answer is D. Bodily injury or property damage claims. Contractor liability insurance primarily protects against claims of bodily injury or property damage caused by the contractor's operations. During a construction project, a subcontractor's actions lead to a client's injury. Who is primarily liable? Is it A. The client, B. The main contractor, C. The subcontractor, or D. The insurance company? The answer is C. The subcontractor. The subcontractor is primarily liable for their actions, but the contractor may also share liability depending on the contract terms and oversight responsibilities. Products, completed operations liability. Products liability, manufacturing, design, warning defects. What is a manufacturing defect in product liability? Is it A. A flaw that occurs during the production process, making the product unsafe, B. A flaw in the product's design that makes it inherently unsafe, C. A failure to provide adequate warnings or instructions, or D. A defect that arises from consumer misuse? The answer is A. A flaw that occurs during the production process, making the product unsafe. A manufacturing defect occurs when a product departs from its intended design due to an error in the production process, making it more dangerous than consumers expect. In product liability, which defect type is most likely to involve a failure to warn consumers about potential risks? Is it A. Manufacturing defect, B. Design defect, C. Warning defect, or D. Consumer misuse? The answer is C. Warning defect. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The terms manufacturing and design defects might seem related to warnings, but a warning defect specifically involves inadequate instructions or warnings about risks. A company designs a new blender that lacks a safety lock, leading to injuries. What type of product liability defect is this an example of? Is it A. Manufacturing defect, B. Design defect, C. Warning defect, or D. Consumer misuse? The answer is B. Design defect. This scenario describes a design defect where the product's design is inherently unsafe due to the absence of a safety feature. Which of the following best describes a design defect? Is it A. A product that is damaged during shipping, B. A product that is inherently unsafe due to its design, C. A product missing a warning label, or D. A product that fails due to improper use? The answer is B. A product that is inherently unsafe due to its design. A design defect exists when a product is manufactured correctly but is inherently unsafe due to its design. A toy manufacturer fails to include a choking hazard warning on a small cart's toy, resulting in a child's injury. What type of defect is this? Is it A. Manufacturing defect, B. Design defect, C. Warning defect, or D. Consumer misuse? The answer is C. Warning defect. This scenario describes a warning defect where the manufacturer failed to provide necessary safety warnings about the toy's risks. A smartphone manufacturer releases a new model that overheats due to a poorly designed cooling system, causing burns to users. What type of product liability defect does this scenario illustrate? Is it A, manufacturing defect, B, design defect, C, warning defect, or D, operational defect? The answer is B, design defect. This scenario illustrates a design defect because the product's design itself is inherently unsafe, leading to the overheating issue. Completed operations liability after work is finished. What does completed operations liability cover? Is it A, damages during the construction phase, B, injuries caused by finished work, C, defects in materials used during construction, or D, losses due to project delays? The answer is B, injuries caused by finished work. Completed operations liability covers damages or injuries caused by work that has been finished and handed over to the client. It does not cover ongoing work or products still in the contractor's possession. Does completed operations liability cover damages if a contractor's work is altered by the client after completion? Is it A, yes, it covers all damages post-completion, B, yes, if the contractor is notified, C, no, it does not cover client alterations, or D, no, unless the contractor agrees to the changes? The answer is C, no, it does not cover client alterations. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. The coverage typically does not extend to damages resulting from alterations made by the client after the work is completed, as the contractor is no longer responsible for those changes. A contractor finishes installing a new roof, and a month later, a leak causes damage to the client's property. What type of liability is involved? Is it A, completed operations liability, B, product liability, C, professional liability, or D, general liability? The answer is A, completed operations liability. The scenario involves completed operations liability because the damage occurred after the contractor finished the work and handed it over to the client. When does completed operations liability coverage typically begin? Is it A, at the start of the project, B, during the final inspection, C, when the client makes the final payment, or D, after the work is completed and handed over? The answer is D, after the work is completed and handed over. Completed operations liability coverage begins once the work is finished and handed over to the client, marking the end of the contractor's active involvement. A plumber completes a job, and a year later, a pipe bursts causing water damage. What should the plumber's insurance cover? Is it A, the cost of replacing the pipe only, B, water damage caused by the burst pipe, C, any future maintenance required, or D, the initial installation cost? The answer is B, water damage caused by the burst pipe. The plumber's completed operations liability insurance should cover the water damage as it occurred after the job was completed and handed over. Other liability coverages and extensions: advertising injury, professional liability, cyber liability. What is typically covered under advertising injury liability insurance? Is it A, physical damage to property, B, defamation and copyright infringement, C, employee injuries, or D, product defects? The answer is B, defamation and copyright infringement. Advertising injury liability insurance generally covers claims related to defamation, copyright infringement, and privacy violations in advertising. In a professional liability policy, what is the primary focus of coverage? Is it A, physical injuries caused by professionals, B, damage to professional equipment, C, errors and omissions in professional services, or D, breach of contract? The answer is C, errors and omissions in professional services. Why this question may seem a bit tricky, Professional liability focuses on errors and omissions in professional services, not on physical injuries or property damage. A marketing firm is sued for using a competitor's slogan in their ad campaign. Which type of liability insurance would address this claim? Is it A, advertising injury liability, B, professional liability, C, cyber liability, or D, general liability? The answer is A, advertising injury liability. Advertising injury liability would cover claims related to the unauthorized use of a competitor's slogan. What does cyber liability insurance primarily protect against? Is it A, natural disasters, B, employee theft, C, product recalls, or D, data breaches and cyber attacks? The answer is D, data breaches and cyber attacks. Cyber liability insurance primarily protects against data breaches and cyber attacks, including the costs of managing these incidents. A software company faces a lawsuit for a data breach that exposed client information. Which insurance coverage is most relevant? Is it A, professional liability, B, general liability, C, advertising injury liability, or D, cyber liability? The answer is D, cyber liability. Cyber liability insurance is most relevant as it covers data breaches and the associated costs.
Finding this exam review helpful? If you haven't already, like and subscribe for more videos that'll get you ready to pass.
Medical payments, contractual liability, personal and advertising injury. What is typically covered under medical payments in a liability insurance policy? Is it A, lost wages due to injury, B, medical expenses for injuries, C, property damage repairs, or D, legal defense costs? The answer is B, medical expenses for injuries. Medical payments coverage typically includes medical expenses for injury sustained by a third party on the insured's premises, regardless of fault. Which of the following is not typically considered a personal and advertising injury? Is it A, libel or slander, B, invasion of privacy, C, copyright infringement, or D, bodily injury? The answer is D, bodily injury. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. Personal and advertising injury covers a range of offenses, but bodily injury is a separate category under liability insurance. A contractor agrees to hold a client harmless for any injuries occurring on the job site. What type of liability coverage is this an example of? Is it A, professional liability, B, general liability, C, contractual liability, or D, product liability? The answer is C, contractual liability. This scenario describes contractual liability, where one party assumes the liability of another through a contract. What is the primary purpose of personal and advertising injury coverage? Is it A, to protect against claims of non-physical harm, B, to cover medical expenses for bodily injuries, C, to reimburse for property damage, or D, to provide legal defense for criminal acts? The answer is A, to protect against claims of non-physical harm. Personal and advertising injury coverage protects against claims of non-physical harm, such as defamation or privacy violations. During a promotional event, a business accidentally uses a competitor's slogan in their advertisement. What type of liability might this involve? Is it A, bodily injury liability, B, personal and advertising injury liability, C, product liability, or D, contractual liability? The answer is B, personal and advertising injury liability. Using a competitor's slogan can lead to a claim of advertising injury, which is covered under personal and advertising injury liability. Policy forms, limits, and conditions. Occurrence versus claims-made liability forms. What is the primary difference between an occurrence liability form and a claims-made liability form? Is it A, occurrence forms cover claims made during the policy period? B, occurrence forms cover incidents during the policy period. Claims-made forms cover claims made during the policy period. C, claims-made forms cover incidents that happen during the policy period. Or D, both forms cover incidents and claims during the policy period. The answer is B. Occurrence forms cover incidents during the policy period. Claims-made forms cover claims made during the policy period. Occurrence forms cover incidents that happen during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. Claims-made forms cover claims made during the policy period, regardless of when the incident occurred. Which liability form would potentially leave a gap in coverage if a claim is made after the policy expires? Is it A, occurrence form, because it only covers claims made during the policy period? B, both forms, as they both have potential gaps after expiration? C, claims-made form, because it requires claims to be made during the policy period? Or D, neither form, as both provide continuous coverage? The answer is C, claims-made form, because it requires claims to be made during the policy period. Why this question may seem a bit tricky: it tests understanding of policy expiration and coverage gaps. Claims-made forms require the claim to be made during the policy period, potentially leaving a gap if a claim is made after expiration. A contractor completes a project in 2022, but a defect is discovered in 2024. If the contractor had an occurrence policy in 2022, will the defect be covered? Is it A, yes, because the defect occurred during the policy period? B, no, because the claim was made after the policy expired? C, yes, but only if the policy was renewed in 2024? Or D, no, because occurrence policies do not cover defects discovered later? The answer is A, yes, because the defect occurred during the policy period. The occurrence policy covers incidents that happen during the policy period, regardless of when the claim is made. Since the defect occurred in 2022, it is covered. A business owner has a claims-made policy that expired in 2023. In 2024, a customer files a lawsuit for an incident that occurred in 2022. Will the policy cover this claim? Is it A, yes, because the incident occurred during the policy period? B, yes, if the policy included a retroactive date? C, no, unless the policy was renewed with a tail coverage? Or D, no, because the claim was made after the policy expired? The answer is D, no, because the claim was made after the policy expired. Claims-made policies require the claim to be made during the policy period. Since the claim was made after expiration, it is not covered. Exclusions, limits, aggregates, and defense costs. What is the primary purpose of an aggregate limit in an insurance policy? Is it A, to limit the payout per individual claim? B, to cap the total payout for all claims in a policy period? C, to determine the deductible amount? Or D, to specify the defense costs coverage? The answer is B, to cap the total payout for all claims in a policy period. An aggregate limit caps the total amount an insurer will pay for all claims during a policy period, ensuring predictability in potential payouts. In a liability policy, which costs are typically included within the policy limits? Is it A, punitive damages? B, interest on judgments? C, defense costs? Or D, fines and penalties? The answer is C, defense costs. Why this question may seem a bit tricky: defense costs can be included within policy limits or covered separately, depending on the policy terms. A company faces multiple lawsuits in a year, each with significant defense costs. How might an aggregate limit affect their coverage? Is it A? It may exhaust coverage before all claims are resolved. B. It ensures each claim is fully covered. C. It increases the deductible for each claim. Or D. It provides unlimited defense cost coverage. The answer is A. It may exhaust coverage before all claims are resolved. An aggregate limit restricts the total payout for all claims, potentially exhausting coverage before all claims are resolved. A policyholder has reached their aggregate limit after several claims. What is the impact on future claims within the same policy period? Is it A? Future claims will be covered up to the per occurrence limit. B. The policyholder must pay a higher premium for future claims. C. The insurer will cover defense costs only. Or D. No further claims will be covered. The answer is D. No further claims will be covered. Once the aggregate limit is reached, the insurer is no longer obligated to pay for additional claims within that policy period. Scenario and application questions. Given fact pattern, identify which liability exposure or coverage applies. What type of liability coverage would typically apply if a customer slips and falls in a store? Is it A, general liability insurance, B, product liability insurance, C, professional liability insurance, or D, cyber liability insurance? The answer is A, general liability insurance. General liability insurance covers bodily injuries that occur on business premises, such as a customer slipping and falling. A contractor accidentally damages a client's property while working. Which liability coverage is most likely to apply? Is it A, general liability insurance, B, contractor's liability insurance, C, product liability insurance, or D, professional liability insurance? The answer is B, contractor's liability insurance. Why this question may seem a bit tricky. It might seem like general liability applies, but contractor's liability specifically covers damages caused during work. During a software installation, a consultant accidentally deletes a client's important files. Which liability coverage would address this error? Is it A, general liability insurance, B, cyber liability insurance, C, professional liability insurance, or D, product liability insurance? The answer is C, professional liability insurance. Professional liability insurance covers errors and omissions in professional services, such as data loss during software installation. Which type of insurance would cover a business if its product causes harm to a consumer? Is it A, general liability insurance, B, professional liability insurance, C, cyber liability insurance, or D, product liability insurance? The answer is D, product liability insurance. Product liability insurance covers injuries or damages caused by products sold or manufactured by a business. A data breach at a company exposes customer information. Which liability coverage is most relevant? Is it A, general liability insurance, B, cyber liability insurance, C, professional liability insurance, or D, product liability insurance? The answer is B, cyber liability insurance. Cyber liability insurance covers data breaches and the associated costs of managing the breach.
Thanks for watching. If you found this exam review helpful, be sure to subscribe for more real-world practice and topic-focused study videos. And visit Birdsy.ai to start your free trial of Birdsy, your AI-powered study partner.